This is Terry Perkins for the oral reflection, ISTE Standards for Coaches, number 2. And generally, that standard consists of technology coaches assisting teachers in using technology effectively for assessing student learning, differentiating instruction, and providing rigorous, relevant, and engaging learning experience for all students. Teaching, learning, and assessments. This is the second standard in the ISTE Standards for Coaches. I chose 3 artifacts that meet this standard. The first being from the course EDTH 805, Design and Production of Instructional Materials. And the assignment was titled Final Project Lesson Plan. And to summarize this assignment that I was to create, it was a lesson rich in technology that was based on concepts and theories given through the semester in the course. And the subheading of this standard that this assignment specifically meets would be letter D, which states, Coach teachers in and model design and implementation of technology-enhanced learning experiences, emphasizing creativity, higher-order thinking skills and processes, and mental habits of mind, for example, critical thinking, metacognition, and also self-regulation. And I believe this artifact meets that specific subheading of the standard because my goal was to effectively create and support a digital learning environment for the purpose of greater student learning. I incorporated classroom management and collaborative learning strategies to maximize my use of digital tools as well as the students' use of technology. Before completing this assignment, I was overwhelmed with choosing what first grade topic to make a lesson plan for. The choices were endless. However, now that the assignment is completed, I'm excited about the topic and eager to use it in the classroom. During the process of creating this project, I considered the theories and research that were learned earlier in this course. For the presentation portion of the lesson, I learned that by including more images and less words, it would help keep my students more engaged and be more interesting for them. I hoped as a result that they would remember the content better. For the presentation portion of the lesson, I learned that providing more visuals and less text would appeal more to my students. They would be more engaged, and they would likely learn the topic more effectively. From research sources under the topic of video in the classroom, I learned how useful video can be when used appropriately. It could become another voice of the teacher telling students what they need to know and be an illustration for the student that can lead to greater understanding and learning. Another resource or learning from the semester that influenced my project was Principles of Effective Instruction. It is essential to build cooperation and consideration among students. Developing effective communication skills with my students and them with each other is a new priority for me in the classroom. I made an effort to include many opportunities within the lesson plan for students to strengthen their discussion skills. In the lesson, I called it Turn and Talk Moments. Something else from Principles of Effective Instruction that I was intent about including in the lesson plan was providing prompt feedback to my students. I gave the children positive, not condemning feedback because it motivates them and increases their desire to keep learning. To make the final project lesson plan a stronger work, I would have included a lead-in to the video. I showed the class near the beginning of the lesson. I may have said, "Listen for this word," adjective, or "Watch for words in the video that describe something." I believe this would have reinforced the point of the lesson and helped the students focus on what I wanted them to learn from the video. I would have also paused the video a few times to help students interact with the information presented on the video and also to encourage discussion. The next artifact that I'm including in this standard is from the course EDTH 834, Curriculum Development. The title of the assignment was WebQuest, and my WebQuest was specifically about American symbols. For this assignment, we were to design an inquiry-based teaching unit, a WebQuest, that encouraged students to use information, not just search for it. It required students to perform a task that was achievable as they researched using predetermined internet resources. The WebQuest I created about American symbols challenged first grade students to take the basic information provided through the WebQuest and transform it into new understanding that had more meaning for them. In the process, students would create a video that demonstrated their new understanding of American symbols. The ISTE coaching standard that this project meets is number 2, subheading B, which states coach teachers in and model design and implementation of technology-enhanced learning experiences using a variety of research-based, learner-centered instructional strategies and assessment tools to address the diverse needs and interests of all students. WebQuests are by definition inquiry-based learning experiences. That require higher level thinking, such as problem solving, creativity, and evaluating. This project engaged students in doing something with their learning, and the teacher is not the center of the learning, just the support if needed. The assessments were embedded within the WebQuest, allowing students an assortment of ways to demonstrate their learning. As I began working on this assignment, I found myself more intrigued with curriculum and evaluating if the curriculum I teach is rigorous enough to meet the current standards. This is something many teachers would rather not discuss because it may require major changes. I learned the importance of unwrapping the standards, examining and dismantling grade-level standards of a certain unit of study to decide what it is exactly that students need to know and also be able to do. Once these concepts and skills are discovered, that's what should drive instruction and assessment. One thing I still need to do is assign the WebQuest that I've designed. I've shown it to the other first grade teachers at my school, but they were not interested in using it with their students as of yet because it was more time-consuming than our regular American Symbols unit. It is less teacher-led and more student-centered. They are yet to use technology in their classroom to the degree that the WebQuest would require. Finally, the third artifact that I'm including in this standard is taken from the course EDTH 732, Assessment Tools and Strategies. The title of the assignment is Summative Form Assignment. This project involved designing a summative evaluation in Google Forms using 5 assessment strategies, such as multiple choice, drop-down question, short answer, true, false, and also multiple choice grid question. I geared the assessment toward my first grade class with the topic of American symbols. This assignment met subheading G, which reads, Coach teachers in and model effective use of technology tools and resources to continuously assess student learning and technology literacy by applying a rich variety of formative and summative assessments aligned with content and student technology standards. Creating a summative assessment using Google Forms represented an ingenious use of a technology tool that has the capacity to evaluate student learning and even technology literacy. By including various forms of assessing such as multiple choice and short answer on the Google form, students' learning of the content and even their use of technology can be measured. I enjoyed creating this summative form for my first grade students. I had not worked with Google Forms before this assignment. The multiple choice grid question was the most difficult for me to figure out, but after more research, I was able to get it to work. I also enjoyed learning how to add a validate to a short answer question. This can be beneficial for students who may not be as confident in their test taking. When I revised the summative assessment Google form about American symbols, I will change the YouTube video that was embedded into the form. For unknown reasons, it worked for some, but not for others.